guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today we're going to be having a conversation about some relatively big news in regards to Astral Radiance just releasing some more character rares that are going to be included into the set. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So as always, getting out of the way, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed, leave a like, and comment down below on any of the videos we post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Of course, as well, on top of that, we've got 3 winners each and every week. Each of these winners will be receiving 12 Brilliant Star booster packs, so 3 opportunities to enter, and 3 opportunities to win. So of course, since you can comment and like on each video, so a lot of opportunity all the way around. But yeah, as far as it goes, once we hit 5,000 subs, then we're going to increase that amount. And then our expectation right now, as far as it goes, for the upcoming break that we're going to be doing this Sunday is going to be Roaring Skies. So I'll be having some pre-orders for those up on the website relatively soon, but Sunday 1 p.m. will be the time. So I might try and change the way in which we do it, where I give a week's notice for the following week, because trying to pay for 2 to 3 day shipping each time gets pretty expensive. So we'll talk about that in the near future. But as far as it goes, jumping in now to the topic. So for those people that don't know, the main secret rares were revealed for Astral Radiance, I want to say about April 4th, April 3rd, around the first week of April. And since then, we had heard zero news in regards to any of the character rares that were going to be announced. So we knew that there was an announcement for a grand total of 30 character rares that were going to be introduced. We have 8 that are shown as it stands currently right here, and we knew that there was going to be at least another 22. So I want to say about half have just been released. There should be another half. I don't know if it's going to be today. I don't know if it's going to be sometime end of the week, but basically these are the ones that have been shown. And for those people that don't know what the main series of the set kind of looks like, here's kind of the gold cards. If you want to look, justinbasil.com is where I'm looking at these stock images. But here's all the cards if you kind of want to go through and look at them. Here's some of the alternate artworks. Pretty cool, I would say, in regards to alternate arts. But obviously, it's one of these sets where it doesn't really have any main hitter big character cards. And so for that reason, we've been waiting for basically the next kind of release of the character rares, because we had a Charizard character rare, which obviously brought a ton of value to the last set. Of course, you already had the Rainbow Charizard and others items that gave value, but being able for this upcoming set to more or less be saved, because the expectation currently as it stands, especially when you're just kind of listening to a lot of the sentiment around the market, is that, hey, the set's gonna bomb, completely bomb, which I wouldn't say that. I think that's really harsh when you're talking about the fact that this is a set that has character rares, and character rares are extremely desirable. Sure, a lot of them are, from what we've seen so far, not extremely desirable comparatively speaking, but you still got a Misty card and a Cynthia card, and these cards are going to do absolutely extremely well. And it's not like all the rainbow rares or alternates are garbage. So it really just comes down to, is it going to be one of those kind of mid-tier Chilling Reign Fusion Strike sets, or is this going to be an Evolving Skies, Brilliant Star? It's kind of trying to find or decide between, okay, which one is it going to be? So we're going to be showing the cards that were just now officially announced. Like I said, we still have more to be released, so of course, please bear with me. For those that don't already know, they also are introducing Radiant cards. So Radiant cards, they kind of have a little bit similar of a texture of Radiant from Radiant collections, except they are shiny cards as well. So kind of cool, but of course they're doing a Greninja, which is the 3rd Greninja. You've got the regular Darkrai VMAX, but here's where we get into the character rares. So we have a Gardevoir, we have a Calyrex, we've got the VMAX Calyrex, we've got the other Calyrex, we've got one of the birds, we've got Zacian, Zamazenta, and then we have B. So as far as what we're seeing, and we can take a look and see, yeah, B is part of that character rares, so it will be considered part of the one of 30 character slots. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, putting us at now a total of 17, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yep, 17. So we're still sitting at, I want to say, about 13 left. And just based off of first looks, I don't think it's a bold statement to say that these do nothing for the set. They do absolutely nothing for the set, in my opinion. I could be 100% wrong. We could, have a conversation about how, maybe the Shadow Riders do bring value to the set, but I would have reason to believe that it's not going to add value. And the reason why is because we take a look at Chilling Reign and we talk about the most expensive items in the set. It's the Moltres, beautiful artwork. It's the Blaziken, it's the Snorlax, and then of course you have the Shadow Rider, which it's an alternate art, right? This one's an alternate art, and it's going for 50, so it's not like it's, you know, going for a little. But then you take a look at the other alternate art, going for 34, going for 22. Other ones going for around that 20-ish price point as well. So we're not talking like big hitter card like 70, 80, 90, $100, you know. So when you're saying, okay, well, we just introduced these four, probably not going to do much for it. And then you talk about the Zapdos, right? And I don't know, like, I think the Zapdos is a cool card, but one of the reasons why a lot of people like this set, especially when we're talking about the Galarian Birds and why this one's so expensive, the art design's really cool. I really love the sketch design. This design for the character rare, it doesn't really give me much of like a, oh my god, this pops out, this is such an amazing card kind of vibe to it. Like, it'll probably do well, but it's not crazy. And then you talk about the Zacian, which actually has a way better artwork. Zamazenta is kind of mid. And then you've got B. Like, these are just not going to bring up the value, in my personal opinion, for the set. So, of course, as well, with that being said, oh, we also have a Roxanne as well. Ooh, wait, is Roxanne part of that list as well of cards that are considered to be a part of the character trainers, or was Roxanne already introduced? She was already introduced. Okay, cool. So she's not going to be a part of that. Gotcha. But either way, I mean, once again, going back to it, oh wow, it literally tells me TG. Wow, I can't believe I didn't realize that. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we still got 13 cards left. So before we, of course, run or jump to conclusions on, hey, is this set, is it over? Is it gonna bomb? Is this the end? We gotta just take a deep breath and realize it's not over yet, okay? I know everyone wants to rush and jump to conclusions, but it's not over. I'm still holding my reserves for those last 13. But, as I mentioned before, if one of these last 13 isn't a Pikachu, I mean, even Mew I don't think would save it. If it's not a Pikachu, if it's not a Rayquaza, if it's not, you know, what could be another one? It could be the Charizard, I guess. The Charizard as well. I don't know what the rarity on that one is. It's not the same level of rarity, I gotta assume, as these ones. But unless we're pulling, you know, Rayquaza, Pikachu, or Charizard, I'm saying this set is probably going to be right around that Chilling Reign Fusion Strike, slightly above it. So it's kind of hard for us to really say. Now, of course, does that mean that, once again, this set is absolute garbage? Of course not. This is not a Battle Styles set, which even then I think Battle Styles got a lot of hate. This is not one of those Rebel trash sets. Like, this is a set that, in my opinion, will still be relatively well. What's going to be the value of the booster boxes, of course, is the question. Here's what I'm going to say to that. Astral Radiance booster box prices, obviously, right now, if you're looking at just the 1 month trend, they've been pretty flat at around 130. I think what you'll see is a markup leading up to the pre-release. They'll probably go for around 140, 150 right before the release. They get released. You could see either like a large amount go off in value, or you could potentially see it just set around a potentially 130, 140 price. And here's where people are going to be astounded when I say this, because you're saying to yourself, Eli, why do you think if it's such a bad set, it's going to sit at that 130, 140 price point? Well, I had already told you guys about this in my last video, or I've talked about this in my live streams, and so this is another important point that I want to make. I know some other YouTubers have talked about this, but I'm going to talk about this from my own personal experience. To my knowledge, even though there's going to be 2 waves, technically speaking, just to give you my allocation numbers, for wave 1 of a Brilliant Star, I was sitting at around 50-ish, 54-ish booster boxes for wave 1, sat around, 80 for wave 2, right? So pretty nice amount, like 130 booster boxes altogether. For wave 1 of Astral, I got 54. For wave 2, I got 3. So whether you want to consider it a wave 2 or not, I would basically say it's not. And it really just begs the question to ask. I mean, we obviously talked about in a couple videos prior, the Millennium Print Group got purchased. Astral Radiance, the set itself, I mean, if it's only going to have 1 wave, even if the demand isn't extremely high, the supply is there. And as I've talked about many times before in regards to Battle Styles to my knowledge is the only set that's had a print outside of its initial 3 waves. Of course, you can say right now, I just got a call from my distributor today. They will be shipping out to me for Brilliant Star. So for those people that are asking those questions, I should be receiving them by Friday. I should ship them out by Friday. So if you haven't already received tracking on your order, you should receive that relatively soon. We're going to get that shipped out ASAP. But other than the fact that, that had an initial 2 waves, and technically this is like a reprint wave for Brilliant Star, Battle Styles was a set that had its initial 3 waves, and wave 1, it was all the way up to 150, 160. Wave 2 got all the way down to as low as 120, guys, which is still crazy to think for a set that people hate on so much. Wave 3, it obviously got printed into the ground for wave 3. There's a large wave 3, and so because of it, you saw the prices go as low as, $80-ish, like 85, 90. But guess what? Over time, there was no news of any sort of reprint or anything. So the price went from 85, 90 bucks all the way back up to 110, 120, back again after like 4 or 5 months of just it sitting. And then of course it went all the way back down to low 80s, high 70s because it got a reprint wave. So you're telling me if a set like Battle Styles even has a reprint wave that could still increase the value that much, then it gives me a lot of faith knowing that, hey, even if this set, Astral Radiance, right, doesn't do nearly as well as, say, like I said, in Evolving Skies or so on and so forth. If this is a set that is extremely low printed, then you could really see the value of this set exponentially increase. I mean, Chilling Reign, for example, which Chilling Reign was a 3-wave set as well. It came out, actually no, it was a 2-wave set. This was around the same time that Battle Styles got its wave 3. Chilling Reign pre-order prices were going for, once again, 150, 160. Comes out, the prices start to go down to around 120-ish, and then it climbs because we kept getting delays and delays and delays for Chilling Reign before we got its wave 2. It was a 2-wave set. I think Battle Styles was the last one that was a 3-wave to my knowledge. So it initially just kept climbing. It kept climbing, and then finally, come November, prices absolutely dumped because they had a large wave 2, which is why you saw Chilling Reign go to as low as like $80, $82. So, and of course with that, you're talking about this set going from 150 to 82, like it was nothing. But of course, once again, this was one of the initial wave 1s, wave 2s. And so you're talking about right now, Chilling Reign speaking, that, let's take a look at the price right now for Chilling Reign. If we want to go over and see what the booster box price is, we can see that the price for the booster box on, of course, TCG Player is currently sitting around that $95 price point. You can probably still find it for in the low 80s to mid 80s somewhere else. But the fact is, if you just take a look at the year, it went all the way up from as high as 160, went all the way down to as low as 80 on TCG Player, and now it's climbing. So, and that's after its initial 2 waves. Who knows if we'll get a third? I'm going to say more than likely it's going to get another wave. And that's just mainly because the fact is, it's still part of competitive viability format for Standard. So it's going to more than likely get a reprint. So I'm not still I wouldn't be too worried about it, especially with the news of Millennium Print Group. But this just really goes back to the fact of the matter, for those people that I've been having these conversations with in regards to playing the waves, this is now a more important time than ever to play the waves or be ready to play the waves for Astral Radiance. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You're taking your own risk. Please do your own research when you do this. But if we're just talking about, hey, I'm able to pick up some Astral Radiance product for like 105. I was selling cases for 105 a piece. If you bought a full case, you got 105 and free shipped, right? So that right there, saving you a ton of money. Then you talk about the fact of the matter that if this set releases and there's no wave 2 that's coming out, and you're saying this just climbs, goes from 130 to 140 to 150 all of a sudden, because even though the demand's not there, the supply is just so low that, hey, look, I just got pre-sale prices 105. Or let's say you got those pre-sale prices, right? And then you see the hype starts to build up like we've seen with literally every single set right before it gets released. Then you're talking about the fact that you could also get good, prices in right before pre-sale. We take a look at Brilliant Star. We'll take that one for example. Literally, the release was the 25th of February. Look at what happened the week before. It went all the way from as low as 125, and then all the way up to 155, like skyrocketed, right? And obviously Brilliant Star was a set that was a pretty high demand set, but even then, like that is a ridiculous amount of price climb considering the fact of how low it was just sitting there for a while. Now, obviously, we can't really take a look as far as the same kind of price spike with Fusion, and the reason why we can't is because it had both Wave 1, Wave 2 come out at the same exact time, so it's really hard to take a look at that. And then they even had a Wave 3 that they added on top of that as well. So it actually had 3 waves out the gate, which is absolutely crazy to think about that it had that. So maybe Fusion's going to be a little catalyst. This is where we talk about, obviously, there is risk involved because, I mean, you had pre-order prices that were going for higher than what it ended up going for. So these are, of course, things you have to consider. But if we want to take a look at a set such as, I mean, we can probably still see this with, I don't know if we can see with Battle Styles. Actually, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Pokedata.io. Shout out to them. They should have this information, and we're going to take a look at it as well. So let's see Battle Styles, and we're going to say, oh wait, no, I need to go seal product. And then we're going to go Battle Styles, because Battle Styles should show us a pretty good example of what happened, of the point I was trying to make. So once again, Battle Styles, as mentioned before, you saw pre-sale prices go 150, right? Price dropped. Oh, sorry, price dropped right here. This was where Wave 1 happened, prices dropped. Then you saw it get its Wave 2. It's Wave 3, prices went all the way down to 92. They climbed. What do you know? Look at that. It's pushing all the way up to about 120 almost. Boom, gets another reprint, and it just drops. It just plummets. And then, of course, since then, you've seen it kind of go sideways, but it's slightly going up again. So when you have sets, of course, during the hype peak of, you know, demand during COVID 2020, obviously that's a completely different conversation to have on what pre-order prices were. But if you're telling me that, just once again looking at this graph right here, that a set such as Battle Styles can go from, after its Wave 3, you know, at average $90, that was what Wave 3 was, not Wave 2, literally Wave 1, right? Then you had the initial, okay guys, for those that don't know, this set came out in March, I want to say 19th. So set release, gets released, still sitting at 150. 2 months later, Wave 2 comes out, drops all the way down to 120. Then another Wave 3 comes out a month and a half later. Then it goes to 91. And from the point of the middle of June all the way till, you know, I want to say about 4 months later, it took about 4 months for a set such as Battle Styles to go up roughly 30%. If that doesn't tell you that a set like Astral Radiance could still yield a great return on investment, if hypothetically speaking, you're able to pick it up for 100 right now, able to pick it up for 105, and hypothetically speaking, if this truly is one wave, then you're honestly sitting real pretty long term, in my personal opinion. If we do, like I said, get zero word of potentially a Wave 2. And as far as it knows right now, we have zero evidence saying that's going to happen. And I wouldn't be surprised, because right now, with Worlds coming right around the corner, they're extremely focused on getting reprints for Brilliant Star. They're extremely, more than likely, focused on trying to push out potentially Evolving Skies. Obviously, I said a hot take was, I said by the end of May, this was my hot take, I'll re-bring it up again, that Evolving Skies was more than likely going to be getting a reprint. So I stay true to that, and I, you know, will eat my words if I'm wrong on it, but I do think that Evolving Skies more than likely is going to get a reprint by the end of May, at the latest, potentially. No, of course, evidence behind that, but it just has me strongly believing that. And we're talking about Evolving Skies still has yet to beat the prior all-time high. It's gotten close, it's getting there, but it is still, technically speaking, on a weekly, not broken that all-time high. So if it does break that all-time high and it sits there up for a week, obviously, as I mentioned before, weekly sales are completely different than end sales. This is off of the week of the 5th in October to the 11th. So if we're talking about, well, Eli, it's already sold for higher than 189. Well, yeah, it sold for higher than 189 the first time. It sold for 195 to 200. I know, because I sold some at that price point. So it really is just going to come down to, okay, is there going to be that reprint in May, which I feel pretty strongly about, but who knows, could be 100% off base. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of wrapping it up and giving the main points for Astral Radiance as we're comparing it to Battle Styles, as we're comparing it to Fusion Strike, as we're comparing it to Brilliant Star, because we want to make these comparisons. We want to look at it and see what are the risks of potentially going south on a set like Fusion, what are the non-risks, of course, and it's different though, because Fusion had those multiple waves that were expected, right? So main points, Astral Radiance just released 9 more cards that are going to be a part of the upcoming set of character rares. None of them seem of any benefit of going to change things. Here's of course the picture if you want to take a look and see which ones they are. This is on pokebeach.com. Of course, once again, bringing up the point of another point of news, there's only an expectation that there's going to be wave 1 and a very tiny wave 2. So even if this set bombs, if let's say the next 13 character rares end up being complete garbage, I think there's still a good expectation that with the low supply, you could still see a great investment value, considering you're able to pick up these booster boxes right now for as cheap as 105, 110 on some sites, and even lower if possible, if you're lucky enough. But as far as it goes, as always, make sure leave a like, comment down below, be subscribed if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways. We give away product each and every week on Mondays, and on top of that as well, we have 3 winners. Each winner receives 12 Brilliant Star booster packs. Once you've received your 12 Brilliant Star Brilliant Star booster packs, we're going to be giving out 12 of those. I apologize, I fumbled my words. Once we hit 5,000 subs, we're going to increase that amount, more than likely to 16. We could decide to go a different route, but yeah, so 3 opportunities to enter because we got 3 winners, and then you can comment and like on each of the videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so on top of the 3 opportunities to win. So really just all around a lot of opportunities for you guys to enter and win. Sorry about fumbling my words there. You think I'd have it down, but sometimes I fumble my words. I apologize. But that is all I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you guys on Friday. Peace.